So with this new Photoshop release, the select subject command has been optimized for portraits and hair, and it does it automatically with one click. Oh, hey man, why don't you check out a quick time lapse of what I'm about to cover in this Photoshop tutorial? Whatevs. Holy Batman, that is awesome. I've got to tweet this. Well, there you heard it. Now let me show you how to do it.
Are you ready? It's Photoshop time, and you know the drill. Smack it, whack it, and crack-a-lack it.
Yes! That's awesome! What?
So in order to activate this feature, you have to be on one of the three selection categories. And then in the tools bar, it's going to give you the selected mask button, which you click, it opens that dialog box. And then all you do is click select subject, and it does it for you. Let's take a look at that on black and white. Look how good it did on the very first pass. I like to always click on Smart Radius and tell Photoshop to look at, 3 or 4 pixels along the edges, and you can see how it refined the selection even more. I'll go back and choose overlay in case I need to do some transparency. So I'm going to click on the refine edge brush, which is the second one down right here. Command space bar just to zoom in a little bit. I want to make sure I get inside the hair. Background was very similar to the color of the hair, which is going to be a little tricky. So I need to go in and just tell Photoshop, hey, there's a little bit of the background behind here and there. So refine that as needed on your image.
Yes!
So after you've refined the selection, just hit Command or Control 0 to fit back in screen. And then I like to make global refinements, usually smoothing out by 1 or 2. I like to feather the pixel radius anywhere between 0.2 and 0.8. Now, here are the 2 things to consider on output. If I were subtracting a subject from a different color background, like a blue background or a green background, there might be a 1 pixel halo around the subject. So clicking decontaminate colors fixes that automatically. And then you can vary the amount of the correction right here. Since she was on a very complicated background in that it was very similar to her hair color and skin tone, I don't have to worry about that. The next thing is my favorite, output to, you get to choose. And I like new layer with layer mask because what that does is it duplicates my original, turns it off so that I just see the subject with the mask applied. I'll hold down the Alt or Option key to take a quick look at that. Look how refined that mask is. And it shows me on the transparent background. So I'm ready to put an image inside. So let's go get an image. I already have one open right here. Quickest way without taking up all of your RAM is just to click on the layer, drag it up to the tab into the image you want, pull it down, and hold the Shift key, and it will directly paste it in the center. Sometimes you'll get a color profile mismatch, no big deal. I'll click OK, and I'll pull that below the model because I want the background to be below the model. And look how wonderfully you can see all the colors. You can see the very fine hairs behind here. The tool is just really great. Now let's go ahead and integrate this into the scene. I'll hold down the Alt or Option key to pull this up, and I'll choose something kind of bright and cheery. Maybe hard light? Yeah, that looks nice. Add some contrast, exaggerates the colors a little bit. I will add a layer mask and just fine tune it a bit to taste. So obviously this is some kind of product commercial for makeup or hair or something. So let's emphasize that. I'm going to add the layer mask. B for brush, make sure black is in my foreground since I'm painting on white. Adjust my brush with the right and left bracket keys. And then I would duplicate that layer with layer mask by hitting Command or Control J, hitting V for the move tool, and just sliding it over, maybe hitting Command or Control T to rotate it a little bit to get some bokeh in a different spot. Something like this. I'll hit Enter, V for the brush, make sure I'm on my mask. I'm painting with black at 100%, big brush. So I'm going to wipe out all of this over here. I want to pull back where that's blowing out some. So check out how quickly we can integrate an extracted portrait into a new background with this new refined feature.
Yes!
Hey, what are you still doing here? It's over. Actually, all kidding aside, I hope this video helped. And if it did, consider subscribing. I like subscribers.
That's awesome! What? You just took one in the jugular, man! Whoa! Yes! God! Oh my God, I did! This is...
Hey, you stayed to the end. You know what that means? You're awesome. I'm talking about you. Now get out of here.